Can you see the screen?
No, sir.
Now you can see, right?
Okay.
Okay, a very good day. And Isa and Akmal. Today we are going to understand the basic elements of the research proposal. We are going to understand how to write the problem statement, how to write the introduction, how to write the background of the study, how to develop the problem research objectives, research questions, and so on. Let me see that I'm recording or not. Yes. Okay. So in this class, you will be able to learn about the basic elements of the research proposal. Okay. Okay. If you see this figure, you can see in this figure problem definition, literature review, objectives, conceptual framework, methods, and procedures. And this figure, Lisa, is very related to each other. How you are developing the problem statement with the help of the literature review, you will be able to develop the problem statement. Okay. Okay. With the help of the literature review, you will be able to develop the problem statement. And sometime with the help of conceptual framework, you will be able to develop the problem statement. How you are developing the problem statement with the help of literature review? In order to develop the problem statement, you have to read the papers. Example, you are developing your research topic on academic performance and social media. This is just the example, okay? If you want to develop the problem statement on this particular topic, the usage of social media and student academic performance in Malaysia. For this title, you are developing the problem statement. In order to develop the problem statement, I hope you remember in our last class, I already mentioned to you, research is all about reading, reading, and reading. So in the literature review, you have to download 100 of articles related to this topic, the usage of social media and students' academic performance. Once you are reading one by one article, you will be able to know what is the problem in the research. If you find out the problem, then only you will be able to develop the problem. Okay. Example, in the articles, you find out there is no study about the usage of social media and student academic performance in private universities or in government universities in the state of Selangor. How did you know that? After reading a lot of articles, you will come to know that there is no research or there is less research in this particular state on the usage of social media and students' academic performance. Okay, so with the help of the literature, you are developing the problem statement. Now, on the left hand side, you can see the conceptual framework. With the help of conceptual framework, you are seeing the variables in the conceptual framework, okay? Independent variable, dependent variable. Now you can see, you can say that there is a research gap. There is a research gap in this are this study has been conducted on these variables in this particular state. So you have taken these variables. Example, you are going to conduct the academic performance. You are going to see only mathematics performance, or you are going to see only English performance, or you are going to see only economic performance, or management related subjects performance. It is up to you who you are going to decide which subject you are going to take, which program you are going to take, which program is more affected, or which students are more affected when it comes to social media, though it is engineering program or though business management program, computer science program, medical program, pharmacy program, dentist program, or any other program. You have to narrow down your thesis when it comes to the conceptual framework. In the conceptual framework, you are telling that there is a gap. So with this literature review on conceptual framework, you are developing the problem statement, right? Okay, now with the help of literature review, with the help of conceptual framework, you have developed the problem statement. Once you develop the problem statement, you have to develop the objectives. Again, you are developing the objectives with the help of problem statement, meaning that in the problem statement, you said that there is no research in the state of Selangor when it comes to the usage of social media and the academic performance of students in private university sector. Okay, that is the research gap, and you are telling that the students are not performing in the academic era in this state or from this state. Having the problem and you are having the research gap. What is the problem? Students are not performing well. What is the research gap? There is no study on this particular title in the state of Selangor. So now what you are going to do? You are going to develop the research objectives based on the problem statement. You are going to see, to examine the impact of social media and academic performance in private universities. And you are developing two, three, or four objectives based on this problem statement, based on the literature review. So, in order to develop the research objectives, you should have your problem statement. You cannot develop the problem statement, or you cannot develop the research objectives without the problem statement. So, problem statement is crucial in order to develop the objectives. Okay. Now, after the objectives, you are having problem statement, you have literature review, you have conceptual framework. Now, how you are going to complete your study, what methods you are going to adopt in order to complete the research, right? So now you have to do methods and procedures, okay? Which method you are going to take? Again, you have to see your problem statement. Again, you have to see your research objectives. What is the your research objective? What is your problem statement? You are going to do quantitative method or you are going to do qualitative method, because you have already mentioned in the problem statement there is the students are not performing well, and you are telling there is no study, and objective is to examine the impact of social media study. You are going to choose or decide quantitative method, right? So you are choosing the quantitative method for the research method. For sampling research population, students are the research population, because you are going to conduct your study on the students. What is your sample size? You have to see through the sampling procedure, how many students are in the state of Selangor. Then based on that state, the students, then you are going to decide the sampling size. So everything, it depends on your literature review and your problem statement. If you see the figure, it is related to which each other, right? The figure is related to each other. If you are going to develop the problem statement, you should know how the literature review, right? If you are going to develop the conceptual framework, again, you have to see the literature review. If you are going to develop the objective, again, you have to see the problem statement and literature review. If you are going to develop the methods and procedures, again, you have to see the literature review, objectives, conceptual framework, right? So if you see the figure is very related to each other. As it is, the research is very related to each other. If your problem statement is different and your objectives are different, they are not talking to each other, meaning that you're not doing something right. You're doing something wrong. There is an error because they are not talking to each other. Research objectives, research questions, problem statement, they should talk each other. If they are not talking each other, meaning that there is something inaccurate, there is something wrong in the framework, or there is something wrong in the title. Okay. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will come to the title later. So I just want to understand that what is the importance of basic elements in the research? Can you please elaborate something?
The basic elements research. What are the basic element research? Is it, sir?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. The basic elements of research from the foundation of any study of investigation. These elements ensure that the research is logic, systematic, and meaningful. For I have 12 here. So number one is a research problem or question. So this is the starting point of any research. A research problem identifies an area of concern or a gap in knowledge that the study seeks to address. It must be clear, focused, and researchable. A well-defined research problem guides the entire research process. Then number two is literature review. This involves gathering, reviewing existing studies, theories, and data relevant to the research problem. It helps to establish the context, justify the needs of the study, and identify theoretical or practical gaps the research aims to fill. So number three is objective and hypothesis. Objective define that the research aims to achieve, means that these are specific goals derived from the research question. Hypotheses are testable predictions about the expected outcome, often used in quantitative studies or establish cause-effect relationship. Number four is research design. This outlines the overall strategy and framework of the study. It includes decisions about the type of research, methodology, and specific techniques to be used for collecting and analyzing data. So number five is sampling. Sampling refers to the process of selecting a group of individual or items from a larger population to participate in the study. It can be probability random or non-probability positive, convenient, based, depending on the research goals and design. Number six is data collection. Data is the raw material for research. Data collection methods vary depending on the type of study and may include surveys, interviews, observations, experiments, or document analysis. Accuracy and ethical standards are crucial in this stage. Data analysis. Once data is collected, it needs to be organized, interpreted, and analyzed. Quantitative data is usually analyzed using statistical tools, while qualitative data involve thematic or content analysis. The analysis should align with the research objective and hypothesis. Number 8 is interpretation and findings. In this stage, researchers explain what the result mean in relation to the research question, existing literature, and theoretical framework. It's important to identify patterns, relationship, and implication. Number 9 is conclusion and recommendations. The conclusions summarize the key findings, their significance, and how they contribute to the knowledge and practice. Recommendations suggest practical applications or areas for further research based on the study's findings. Number 10 is the research is the limitations. Every research has limitation, whether due to methodology, sample size, bias, or scope. Acknowledging limitations demonstrates transparency and helps guide future research improvement. Number 11 is ethical considerations. Ethics in research involve informed consent, confidentiality, avoiding harm to participants, and honesty in reporting results. Ethical approval from relevant boards of institution is often required. And number 12 is reference and citations. Proper citation of sources used in literature reviews and theoretical framework is critical to avoid plagiarism and to give credit to the original authors. So these all elements work together to ensure a research project is creditable, valid, and contributes meaningful to its field, whether in social science, health, education, or business, or rigorous research includes these core components.
Okay. So you understood the basic elements of the research proposal, right? That's great. Okay. So now we are going to understand after the basic elements of research proposal. The first thing you have to develop the title in the research proposal or in the project paper, right? So I'm not going to discuss this thing in detail, but you can see the example here. Focus more than necessary, because I have noticed many of the students, they develop the research title just unnecessary a little bit longer. Okay. So if you see the example here, I have prepared one example, that long title, an economic study of the impacts of lowering import tariffs on textiles on consumers, textile manufacturers, and fiber producers in the US. The title is too long, and from the title you are not able to understand what the writer is going to convince his message. So meaning that the title is not clear, the title is too long. If the title itself is not clear, how you are going to understand about the writer who is going to talk about the research paper, right? So
Yeah.
basically, you are not able to understand the title, right?
Yes.
So now you can see one more example, lowering import tariffs on US textiles, effects on consumers and industries.
Yeah.
That both the
This is more
titles are
direct,
same.
sir.
Yeah, both
Mhm.
the titles are same. But if you see the first title, that first title is too long,
Yes.
unnecessary
And
lengthy,
complicated.
and complicated. The second title is easy, very descriptive in nature, and able to understand very clearly, and it is
Yes.
not complicated. So the moral of the story is whenever you are preparing the title should be very descriptive, concise, informative, and able to provide the understanding to the reader. If you are writing, then only you are understanding. The reader is not understanding, meaning that something is wrong in the title. Okay.
Yes.
So the first important element in this, whenever you are preparing the title should be very short, descriptive, focus, and able to understand. Okay. Okay. In the research paper or project paper, usually we start our research with the topic or title or section called introduction. We start our research paper with the introduction. Most of the students, they ask me and they do not know what to write in the introduction, right?
Mhm.
So I have explained here a few things what you have to write in the introduction. Okay? Whenever you are writing the research paper or the project paper, the basic idea of your research is introduced in this section, meaning that what is your main objective? What is your primary objective? You have to mention in the introduction section or introduction part. Okay. What are you looking for?
Mhm.
You are looking for the usage of social media and the academic performance, right? I know this is your not final title, just I am giving the example, okay? So meaning that you are going to see the usage of social media and the academic performance of private university students in Selangor. You are not going to see in the entire Malaysia. You are going to see only in Selangor. What are you looking? You're looking the social media usage and you are looking academic performance of private university students, right?
Yeah.
What is the gap? I have already explained you in the previous section what is the research gap. If somebody has not written exactly on this topic or they have written already, but the topic is very broadly, you have already narrowed down the topic to the state of Selangor and you have narrowed down the topic to the private universities. You are not going to take the entire Malaysia, you are not going to take Sabah, and you are not going to take the government universities, meaning that you have already highlighted the research gap in the study. So meaning that the research gap you have to highlight in the introduction, but you do not have to tell that is the research gap. You can see that you can write that there is no studies based on this particular state, right?
Yeah.
It should help the reader to explain with the topic, meaning that you are going to write the basic idea of your research, what are you looking, and the research gap. These three things you are going to enhance it very well to understand the reader. If the reader is understand what you are looking, what you are going to do, he or she will be able to understand the entire research process, right? Now, just you tell me, what do you understand from this slide? Do you able to understand the idea of the research? What are you looking? What is the research gap? Any doubt, any question do you have in this slide?
Yeah, but for the title research, is it, sir?
No, no. In the introduction, what you are going to write
No,
in this section, you will be able to understand, right?
yes, yes.
Any doubt do you have in this section?
No.
Okay, here after the introduction, you are going to write the background of the study in the research paper. The background of the study is very important in any research project paper. If you read any thesis, any dissertation, any project paper, every student, they have to write, they must write the background of the study. Okay. Now the question arises what you are going to write in the background of the study, right? So this section reflects extensive review of literature done by the investigator. You are the investigator. You are going to write the usage of social media and academic performance of private university students. So what you have to do, you have to review a lot of articles.
Mhm.
Okay, you have to review a lot of articles, then only you will be able to write the extensive review of literature. Otherwise you cannot write it. Do you understand what I am trying to say
Yes.
here?
Yeah. So just I want to ask, there is for every title there will be a article, is it?
No, you don't have to write the articles, but you have to link, you have to write about your research.
Mm.
But in the entire research you are going to write based on the secondary data.
Mm-hmm.
So first you have to read a lot of articles, then only you will be able to write the first, second and third chapter. If you are not reading, you will not be able to develop the background of the study or first or second chapter. So this background of the study section reflects extensive review of literature done by the investigator. Okay. Now, what you have to write in what already known about the topic is written, including the lacuna. So, what you are going to write in the background of the study, what has been written on this particular topic, meaning that this topic has been written in Malaysia, other parts, or the topic has been already written in Thailand, in Indonesia, in Korea, in China, in USA, in United Kingdom, in Saudi Arabia, in Al Jazeera, in Bahrain, Pakistan, India, Sweden. Already this topic has been researched in the following countries, but there is no study when comes to Selangor state in Malaysia.
Mhm.
So, in what is already known about the topic, lacuna means the research gap. So, just now, whatever I told you, I have included the lacuna as well, right?
Yes.
Just quoting the literature exactly will not serve the purpose. Just you are writing the paragraphs and paragraphs without understanding, without linking the paragraphs, without conveying your message. It is not going to help the reader. You are not going to serve the purpose of the research. Okay. It is important to make it logical, relevant, and easily readable knowledge. Whenever you are writing the background of the study, one paragraph should be related to another paragraph. That another paragraph should be related to the next paragraph. If the paragraphs are not talking to each other, they are not linking, meaning that you are not writing properly. Example, whenever you are writing a WhatsApp message to your friend, okay,
Mhm.
you are going to write the sequence, you are going to write the content, right? If
Yes.
you are not following the sequence, you are not following, there is no link, he or she is going to understand,
Not
they are
understand.
not going to understand, right? So
Yes.
whenever you are writing the background of the study, one paragraph to another paragraph, there should be a proper link. Okay.
Okay.
It helps the investigator to gain good knowledge in that field of inquiry. Okay. It also helps the investigator to have insight on different methodologies that could be applied. If you are writing from different sources, you will be able to understand the methodologies. You will be able to understand the knowledge in your subject, and you will be enhancing your research. So, whenever you are writing the background of the study, you should have hundreds of articles in your computer. You are going to write with the support of the latest article. You are going to write whatever has been written in that particular area, and you are going to highlight the research gap, and you are going to writing properly, and the paragraphs should be linked to one and each other. Then only it is called a good academic writing. If you are not following the academic style and you are not using the academic right way, then people are not going to accept your research paper. The background of the study establishes the context of the research. This section explains why this particular research topic is important and essential to understanding the main aspects of the study. Usually, the background forms the first section of a research article. Usually, the background forms the first section of a research article and justifies the need for conducting the study and summarize what the study aims to achieve. Whatever we have studied in the previous slide, this is the summarize of the previous slide. Whenever you are writing the background of the study, you have to review an extensive papers. You have to understand what you are going to write. You have to know what has been concluded or done on this particular topic, what is your lacuna, what you are going to look into it. Everything you have to write in detail in this particular study. Okay. Okay.
Okay, understand.
Okay, now before how to structure the background of the study, I just want to know that how to develop the title of the project paper. Do you have any idea how to develop the title of the project paper?
Yes, sir. For developing a strong research title, it is important to step in the research process. A well-crafted title gives reader a clear idea what the study is about and attracts attention to the work. It should be concise, specific, and reflect the key elements of the research. By identifying the main topic or subject area of the research, this could be a base on the problem, issue, or gap in existing literature. Then consider the scope and focus of the study. Then we'll ask myself what, who, where, and when my topic research is targeting. So this help narrow the topic and make the title more specific. So next, include the key variables or concepts being studied. For example, if my research is about the effect of social media on academic performance, include both social media usage and academic performance in the title. Also, if I'm studying a specific group or region, so must include that in my title also. So need to use the clear and professional language. So I need to avoid the overly technical terms or unnecessary words. If needed, use a colon or subtitle to separate the main topic from detail, such as a study of or an analysis of. So make sure it's not too long, ideally under 15 words, like that, sir. So accurately reflects that the research content is engaging. So a good research title is the first impression of the study making count.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So you able to know that how to develop the title, right? So now here, I just explain you how to structure the background of the study. Okay. Once I discuss this, please try to let me know that what is the importance or how to develop the introduction and the background. Okay. Okay. In this section, the researcher usually outlines the historical developments in the literature that led to the current topic of research concisely. If the study is interdisciplinary, it should describe how different disciplines are connected and what aspects of each discipline will be studied. Okay, now here, this please look very carefully and Iqbal. Okay, what are you going to write in the background of this? This section should be organized as follows. What is known about the broad topic? I have already told you what is already known. What has been studied about this topic in any other country? If the study is already conducted on this particular topic, then you have to write it, okay? Now, what are the gaps or that need to be addressed? You understand the gaps, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You understand the links, right? So those gaps and links need to be addressed in the background of the study. Okay. What is the significance of addressing those gaps? Whatever the gaps you are writing or highlighting in the background of the study, what is the importance of your writing? Why you are highlighting the gaps? Meaning that you are going to tell there is no academic performance because of social media in Selangor, right? If there is no academic performance of the students because of social media, meaning that they are not going to improve their study. If they are not going to improve their study, we are not going to have young or we are not going to have youth in the academic sector, right? What are the rationale and hypothesis of your study? Whenever you are writing the background of the study, there are some hypotheses already you have decided, right? Because you already decided because of social media, the usage of social media and the lack of academic performance, right? So this is the hypothesis you have already decided while writing the background of the study. So these things you have to mention in the background of the study. Yes, tell me anything you want to ask about the structure of the background of the study.
No, understood, sir.
Okay, here the same thing is here. Only one I have to highlight here. Do not elaborate on them as this should be done in the literature review section. If you are elaborating too much on on a particular thing, example, you are talking about social media. So do not elaborate on social media too much. Do not elaborate on academic performance of students too much. Do not discuss about private universities too much. Do not discuss about Malaysia too much because these things you are going to discuss in the literature review, that is chapter 2. So you don't have to discuss and elaborate in the background of the study or in the introduction section.
Just the surface, is
Okay,
it, sir?
just the surface. Okay. Mm, Naturally, the background of the study should not be exceeded more than 4 pages.
Mhm.
The maximum you have to write 4 pages. The entire first chapter you should not exceed more than 12 to 15 pages. Okay, I'm talking about the entire chapter of first. You should not exceed more than 15 pages. Okay, so in order not to exceed the 15 or 12 pages, you do not have to write in detail everything. So most of the things you are going to write and describe and explain in the literature review, that is chapter 2. Okay. You can read this thing, okay? If you do not understand how to avoid common mistakes in writing the background of the study, you may ask me anytime in the later class, okay? Problem statement we are going to study. Before we went to the problem statement, I just want to know how to develop the introduction or background of the study. Can you able to explain me?
Yes, sir, I will try. So, a good introduction in a project paper sets the stage for the research, for my research. It should give readers a clear understanding of what my paper is about, why the topic matters, and what I aim to achieve. So here are the main contents of the effective introduction. First is a background of the study. I will explain the research topic, mention any relevant trends, statistic, or existing issue, and give a brief overview of the problem. So the second one is the problem statement. I will define the problem that my research addresses. Then I will explain why the issue is important and needs to be studied. Okay. Number 3 is research objective. I will list out the aims to achieve and a short paragraph or can use a bullet point also. So number 4 is research question. I will include the key question of my research. Will try to answer. So number 5 is significance of the study. I will explain who will benefit from my research, and I will state how my findings can be useful. Number 6 is scope and limitation. I will describe the boundaries of the study, what is included and what is not, and I will mention any challenges or limitation that are expected. Number 7 is organization of the paper, means that briefly mention what each chapter or section will cover. So I will make sure the introduction flows smoothly and logically, leading the reader from a general understanding to my specific focus. I will keep it clear, focused, and engaging.
Okay. So this I will give you a small exercise. Okay. The title is like this, social media, the usage of social media and
Mhm.
students' academic performance in private universities, Malaysia. Why don't you write a small introduction? I will give you 10 to 15 minutes time. So please write a basic and important because I want to see that how you are writing the introduction. Okay.
Mhm.
So I will give you 10 to 15 minutes time. So please try to write and please show me the how you are going to write. Okay. So I think 10 minutes or 15 minutes should be.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I will give you 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Please show me the introduction part. Okay. And Ekmal, can you please write an introduction on the topic of the usage of social media on students' academic performance in private universities in Malaysia? Can you please show me? Okay, this I will give you 10 minutes. Okay, please write and show me.
Okay.
Hello, Diza and Akmal, are you ready? Hello, Diza and Akmal,
Hi, sir.
are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, if you are ready, please, you may start.
Okay, the usage of social media on the academic performance of students in private universities in Malaysia, the introduction. In digital era, social media has transformed the way people communicate, access information, and interact with the world around them. For universities students, especially in private institutions in Malaysia, social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, WhatsApp, and Facebook are not only tools for the socialization, but also serve as supplementary channels for academic engagement. With the widespread availability of smartphones and internet connectivity, social media usage among students has become a daily routine. The growing influence of social media has raised questions about its impact on academic performance. While these platforms can be useful for educational purposes, such as sharing notes, accessing academic content, and participating in discussion, they can also lead to distractions, reduced concentrations, and time mismanagement as students increasingly rely on social media, it is vital to understand how this behavior affect their studies both positively and negatively. This thesis explores the relationship between social media usage and academic performance among students in private universities in Malaysia. It aims to examine exam, examine patterns of usage, the purposes for which students use social media, and how these behaviors correlate with their academic achievements. The findings of this research can provide insights for educators, policymakers, and students themselves to foster healthier and more productive use of social media in the academic context. Is it too long, sir, for introduction?
No, no, it's not too long. It's you should have this minimum this words. Okay, now you understand, right, how to develop the introduction, right?
Yeah.
So now we are moving towards to problem statement, okay? I understand that you have a brief idea about the problem statement. In these slides, we are going to understand about the theoretical problem as well as practical problem, okay? Are you with me, is that right?
Yes, sir. I'm plugging the plug.
Okay, fine. So here you can see a research problem is a specific issue, difficulty, contradiction, or gap in knowledge that you will aim to address in your research. Okay, after the introduction and after the background of the study, the section you are going to start, it is problem statement. Okay. Okay. Okay, what is problem statement? Problem statement, particularly a specific issue. Okay, I will give you one example. Okay, during COVID-19, tell that there is a COVID-19, right? So COVID-19 was the problem, was the issue, right?
Yeah.
That is one example. The second example, just now we have been given a lot of examples of social media, right? So There is no academic programs of private universities in Selangor. So this is the issue or not?
Issue.
Okay. Now I will give you one more example. There is no proper or clean water in Selangor.
Mhm.
This is the issue or not?
Yes.
Okay, now here I have given you three examples, right? Three examples can be applied as a problem statement. Now, you are having difficulty or contradiction or gap in the knowledge, meaning that you have searched a lot of articles when come to usage of social media, right?
Mhm.
But you did not find any single article when comes to Selangor.
Mm.
That is called research gap, knowledge gap. Or you find a lot of articles, there is a contradiction between two groups. Some people say there is a academic performance. Some people say there is no lack of academic performance,
Mhm.
meaning that there are two groups, they are having the contradiction, right? So you understand the issue, you understand the contradiction, and you understand the gap, right? Anything you did not understand? Everything you understood, Diza and Akmal?
Yes. Understood, sir.
Okay, now you might look for practical problems aim at contributing to change or theoretical problems aim at expanding knowledge. So from this slide, from this paragraph, we able to know there are two types of problem, practical problem and the theoretical problem. For the practical problem, you are going to change. You are going to provide the solution. For the theoretical research gap, you are expanding the knowledge. Okay? Example, COVID-19 was the problem, right?
Yes.
COVID-19.
Pardon, sir?
What was the solution for the COVID-19?
Uh, Everyone need to stay at home and
And
the vaccine.
the vaccine was the solution to a
Mhm.
COVID-19, am I right?
Yes.
Now, this is one practical example, okay?
Mhm.
Now, theoretical problem. Just now, you mentioned that when it comes to the usage of social media, there is or there are a lot of research on academic performance in USA, in Kuwait, in Bahrain, in Saudi Arabia, in Algeria, in China, in Coimbatore, in India, in Pakistan. However, there are research in Malaysia. However, there is no research when comes to Selangor. So you are telling that there is no research when it comes to Selangor. You are going to conduct the research. You are contributing and expanding the knowledge.
Mhm.
So this is called theoretical problem. You
Mhm.
are fulfilling the research gap. You are expanding the knowledge. You are contributing to the literature. Do you understand or not yet?
Yes, understand.
So there are two types of problem,
Mhm.
practical problem and theoretical problem. There is no clean water in Selangor. So what you have to do, you have to provide the clean water, right?
Mhm.
There are so many organizational issues in your organization. So what you are going to do, you are going to provide the solution, am I right?
Yes. Go and find the
So
clear water for them. Yes.
clear water for them. If you facing any difficulty in your organization, example, you are facing HR issue, you are facing HR issue, meaning that you have to provide the solution, right?
Mhm.
It is called practical problem. If you are expanding the knowledge, if you are contributing to the research, it is called theoretical problem. So I hope you will be able to differentiate between practical problem and theoretical problem. You understood already the difference between problem statement and the research gap, and you understand the practical problem and the theoretical problem, right?
Yes.
Now here, identify a broad problem area. Whenever you are writing, you have to identify the broader area first. Then you have to narrow down, then narrow down, then narrow. As you discuss and read about your topic, look for under explored aspects and areas of concern, conflict, or controversy. Your goal is to find out a gap that your research project can fulfill. So what is the research gap here? The research gap here, there is no academic performance in private university students. Am I right?
Yes.
So you already found the conflict, you already found the concern area, and already you know that this is an explore area, right? Now here you see practical research problems. But first we understand the what is the practical research problem, then we will understand the theoretical problem statement, okay? If you are doing research, you can identify a problem by reading reports, following up on previous research, and talking to people who work in the relevant field or organization. You might look for, now please look at the examples, Diza and Ekmal, okay? Issues with performance or efficiency in an organization. Meaning that in the organization, you are having some issues related to performance and efficiency. Your organization is not performing very well due to some issues.
Mhm.
Do you understand? So
Yes.
for this type of problem, you have to provide the solutions. Am I right?
Yes.
This is one of the example of practical research problem. The second example, processes that could be improved and in institution. You have to do some adjustments. If you are doing some adjustment, then only the organization could be improved.
Mhm.
Meaning that you are telling that the restructuring is not proper structure. You have to do something restructuring. Okay.
Okay.
Areas of concern among practitioners in a field. There are some people, they are concerned about the water, they are concerned about the issue, they are concerned about the roads. Okay. Difficulties faced by specific groups of people in society. You are not facing the problem, but your neighbors are facing the problem. They do not have proper parking space.
Mhm.
That is also the problem, right?
Yes.
So these are called practical problems. For the practical problems, you have to provide the practical solutions. Okay. Any doubt in the practical problems, Diza and Akmal?
No. Understood, sir.
Okay, fine. Now we have understood the practical problems, right? Just see the examples of theoretical problems. A phenomena or context that has not been closely studied. This academic performance already studied in other countries, in other states, but not has been studied in Selangor. Okay. A contradiction between two or more perspectives. I have already given you the example. There are two groups. One group is telling there is no lack of academic performance, and one group is telling there is a lack of performance. So meaning that there are contradictions. So when there is a contradiction, then you have to do the research. Example, I will tell you. DISA is telling that there is no lack of academic performance if you are using the social media. I am telling there is a lack of academic performance if you are using the social media. Your opinion is different, my opinion is different. So we are having the contradiction, am I right?
Yes.
So if you are having an contradiction, then you have to do the research again. Okay? Do you get it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the third thing is a situation or relationship that is not well understood, meaning that you are going to do the hypothesis testing relationship research, but the research has not been perfectly done in many innovation and student satisfaction. Or you are talking about hospitality innovation and tourist satisfaction. So this variables has not been studied previously. So you are going to conduct this research on these variables. Got it?
Yes.
A troubling question that has yet to be resolved, meaning that the question has not been resolved by any existing studies. You are going to resolve that question or you are going to propose the solution. So do you understand the difference between practical problem and theoretical problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, everything is I'm not going to read word by word, slide by slide. Okay. The main important thing in the problem is statement. You should know the two things. Okay. Practical problem and the theoretical problem. What are the practical problem? What are the theoretical problem? Theoretical problem contributing to the existing literature, practical problem existing literature, as well as you are providing the solutions to the society, to the organization, to the people, to the government, to the university, to anyone. Okay.
Mhm.
So now again I'm going to give you 10 minutes time. You have to tell me how to develop the problem statement of this particular topic. How to develop the problem statement. Okay. Try to write in one page or two pages if possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
I will be I'm once you done, please let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Akmal, please develop the problem statement. I know that you are very busy, but I want you to develop the problem statement. Okay. चले जाओ.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. You may start.
Okay. Developing a comprehensive problem statement is a crucial step in any research project, as it sets the foundation for the study by clearly articulating the issue to be addressed. For the research titled The Usage of Social Media and its Impact on the Academic Performance of Students in Private Universities in Malaysia, the problem statement can be developed through the following. So number one, in contextualization of the issue, in the digital age, social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp have become integral to students' daily lives. In Malaysia, particularly among students in private universities, the proliferations of smartphone and affordable internet access has led to increased engagement with these platforms. While social media offers avenues for academic collaboration and information sharing, concerns have emerged regarding its potential to distract students and negatively impact their academic performance. Number two is identification of the research gap. Despite the widespread use of social media among university students, there is a paucity of empirical student focusing specifically on its impact on academic performance within the context of Malaysian private universities. Most existing research tends to generalize findings across different educational settings or focuses on public institutions, leaving a gap in understanding the unique dynamics at place in private universities. This gap necessitates a focused investigation to ascertain how social media usage correlates with academic outcomes in this institution. Number three is articulation of the problem. The core problem centers on the uncertainty regarding the extent to which social media usage influence academic performance among students in Malaysian private universities. While some students leverage social media for educational purposes, others may experience decreased academic productivity due to excessive or non-academic use. This presents a challenge for educators and policymakers in formulating strategies that maximize the benefits of social media while mitigating its potential drawbacks. Justification for the study. Understanding the relationship between social media usage and academic performance is vital for several reasons, like educational outcomes. Insight from the study can inform teaching strategies and student support services aimed at enhancing academic performance. Social policy formulation findings can guide the development of institutional policies regarding acceptable use of social media on campus and student awareness. The research can raise awareness among students about the potential academic implication of their social media habits. Number five is formulation of research questions. Based on the problem identified, the study seeks to answer the following questions, like what is the frequency and pattern of social media usage among students in Malaysian private universities? How does social media usage correlate with student academic performance in these institutions? What are the students' perceptions of the impact of social media on their academic activities? So number six is the last one is conclusion. In summary, the increasing integration of social media into students' life present both opportunities and challenges for academic performance. By investigating the specific context of private universities in Malaysia, this study aims to fill a critical gap in the literature and provide actionable insights for stakeholders in the education sector. Sir, you are mute.
So it's great. Now you know how to develop the problem statement. What is the problem statement, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will move to the next section that is called research questions. So we are developing the research questions through the problem statement. Now we will understand how to develop the research questions. Okay. Research question. A research question should be clear, focused, concise, complex, and arguable. Okay. Question around which you center your research. You should ask a question about an issue that you are genuinely curious or passionate about it. So the first question, please now bring your problem statement in your mind. Okay. Now through the problem statement, you will be able to understand. In the problem statement, we focus issue, right?
Yeah.
You should ask a question about an issue that are genuinely curious. Okay. What was the issue? What was the question in the problem statement? The issue was there is no academic performance. Why there were no academic performance? Because they were using social media. Now, so first thing you have to understand whenever you are developing the research question should be focused, concise, clear, complex, and arguable. What are the research question? Whatever the research question you are preparing, research question should be very clear. Now we will prepare one research question here and see the question is clear or not. What is the impact of the usage of social media on the academic performance of students in private universities, Malaysia? So please tell me, is the question clear or not?
No.
Is the question clear or no?
Come again, sir.
What is the impact of the usage of social media on academic performance of students in private universities, Malaysia?
Yes, it's clear, sir.
Okay, the first thing is clear. The question is focused or not?
Yes, it's focused.
The question is concise or not? The question is complex or not?
Yes.
The question is arguable or not?
Yes.
So whenever you are developing the question, whenever you are preparing the questions, you have to understand these things in the question. If the above elements are not coming in the question, meaning that something is missing in the question. Research question help writers focus their research by providing a path through the research and writing process. The specificity of a well-developed research question help writers avoid the all about paper and work toward supporting a specific arguable thesis. Whatever you are writing, the research question is all about the problem statement, is all about the thesis idea. Now, how you are going to develop the research question? There are few steps you have to understand. The few steps, okay? Steps to developing a research question. First, you have to choose an interesting generic topic. Whenever you are choosing a title, you have to choose interesting topic. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes.
Whenever you are choosing an interesting topic, you have to do some preliminary research on your general topic.
Mhm.
So what you have to do, the first thing is the interesting topic. The second thing is you have to do some preliminary research on your topic. So whenever we are developing the problem statement, we are reading a lot of research papers, then only we will be able to develop the problem statement. Am I right?
Yes, true.
So for the research question, what is the interesting topic? Then preliminary research. Okay. The third thing is consider your audience. Who are the readers? You have to consider that one. Start asking questions by yourself. Evaluate your question. Is your question clear? Is your question focused? Is your research question complex? So you have to ask yourself, is the question is okay or not? Is the question is clear or not? Is the question is focused or not?
Mhm.
Then the last one is hypothesize. Whenever you are developing the question, you can hypothesis the question or not. In our question, the impact of the usage of social media on the academic performance of students. So we can see, right, there is a relationship or there is no relationship. Are you with me, right?
Yes, sir.
So the sixth important thing is we can hypothesize the question, right? What is
Yes.
the impact of the usage of social media on the academic performance of students in private universities, Malaysia? So
Mhm.
we can say that there is a relationship or there is no relationship. Am I
Why?
right? No,
Yes, sir.
because we can say that we are not doing the research. Before the research, we are
Ah,
telling that there might be
both.
relationship or
Mm.
there might
Both
be
way
no
can be.
relationship. After the conducting the research, after collecting the questionnaire,
Then we know which
then
one is.
only you will be able to tell concisely there is a relationship or there is no relationship. Before the collecting the respondents, you will be able to hypothesize only.
Mm-hmm. True.
So what are the things you have to do? First, you have to understand the general interesting topic. Then you have to do some preliminary research. Then you have to understand your audience, start
Audience.
asking questions, evaluate your questions, and hypothesize your question. So these are the six steps are necessary whenever you are developing the research question.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now after the research question, we have to talk about the research objectives. Immediately after the research questions, we are writing research objectives. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Research objectives are the outcome that you aim to achieve conducting by research. Many research products contain more than one research objective. You can have more than one objective. In the bachelor thesis, you may be able to have two or three objectives, not more than three objectives. You should not ever, never have more than three objectives.
More
Okay?
than three objective. Okay.
Creating strong research objectives can help your organization achieve its overall goals. Definitely, whatever the objectives you are creating based on the research question and based on the problem statement. Okay. Now, these things are very important. Okay. Whenever we are developing the research questions, okay, please listen very carefully. Whenever we are developing the research objectives, we have to understand a smart format.
we have to develop the research objectives based on the SMART format. SMART, SMART format. What is SMART? The objective should be specific. The objective should be measurable. The objective should be achievable. The objective should be relevant. And the objective should be finishing on time. Specific. What is the objective? I will give you one example, okay? To examine, listen very carefully, to examine the impact of the usage of social media on academic performance in Malaysian private universities. The object is very specific, right? We are targeting students in private universities, am I right?
Yes.
The objectives is measure, right? You can measure the objective, right?
Okay.
The objectives can be achievable or not,
Yes.
because you can reach to the respondents, am I right?
Yes.
The
True.
objectives is relevant to the problem statement and the topic.
Yes. Relevant.
The objectives can be achieved on time or not.
Yes. Can.
So whenever you are developing the research objectives, you have to understand the SMART format, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and on time. Okay. Now the question arises, whenever you are developing the research objective, how you have to start the research objective, okay? Here you can see, okay? Your objective should be stated using action verbs that are specific enough to be measured. For example, to compare, to calculate, to assess, to determine, to verify. Whenever you are developing the research objectives, you have to write action verbs: to study, to determine, to examine, to analyze. Okay? You should not write the objective without the action verbs. If you are writing the objectives without the action verbs, meaning that you are not following the proper criteria of the objectives. Okay? So you have to follow the proper format of the objectives. Now, I will tell you, completed introduction, background, problem statement, research questions, and research objectives. If you see and examine, everything is related to each other.
True.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So now I always tell to my students, the problem statement is the heart of the research. Am I right?
Yes.
So can you please highlight the importance of problem statement? You can take 1 or 2 minutes to understand the question. What is the importance of problem statement in the thesis, in the research, in the dissertation?
A problem statement is one of the most critical components in a research paper, thesis. And thesis, it clearly defines the issue that needs to be addressed, providing the foundation and direction for the entire study. Without a well-constructed problem statement, research can lack focus, relevance, and clarity. First, problem statement identifies the gap in existing knowledge or practice. It explains what is not yet understood or known or effectively solved and why this matters. By stating the problems clearly, the researchers can justify the needs for the study and highlight its significance. This helps readers, supervisors, or the stakeholders understand the purpose and urgency of the research. So secondly, a good problem statement helps in formulating research objective and questions. It narrows down the broad topic into a specific issue, making it easier to determine what the study aims to achieve. This focus ensures that the research remains relevant and aligned with its goals, avoiding unnecessary or unrelated findings. Moreover, the problem statement serves as a guide throughout the research process. It influences the methodology, the design of data collection instruments, the analysis, and the interpretation of results. When challenges arise during the research, a well-defined problem statement keeps the researchers on track by providing a preference point. From a practical point of view, the problem statement is also important for gaining approval of funding. Academic supervisors, institutions, or sponsors often evaluate as to studies feasibility and relevance based on the clarity of the problem. A strong problem statement can increase credibility and support for the project. So in conclusion, the problem statement is the backbone of any research. It sets the stage for all subsequent steps and plays a key role in ensuring that the research is meaningful, focused, and impactful. Without it, a study risks being directionless or superficial, and ultimately limiting its contribution to knowledge or practice. So you are mute.
I think Lisa and Akmal, you have already understood the importance of problem statement, how to develop the problem statement, how to write the problem statement,
Yeah.
how to develop the research questions and research objectives, what the things you have to write in the introduction and what you have to avoid, and what are the elements you have to include in the background of the study. Am I right?
Yes, true.
Now, in our next class, we are going to study the significance of the study, the scope of the study, and the literature review.
Mhm.
So, I am requesting you all, okay,
Mhm.
please try to know what is the significance of your study, okay, what is the scope of your study, okay, and I want you to please bring a little bit background of the study, okay, and the problem statement, one page problem statement, one page background of the study, and please try to write two or three objectives and two or three research questions in our next class, okay.
Sure.
And please read the significance of the study, the scope of the study, and moreover, we are going to cover the literature review chapter. In the literature review, we are going to understand the variables, we are going to understand the theories, we are going to understand the research gap, we are going to understand the empirical literature review, we are going to understand the conceptual framework, we are going to understand the how we are going to develop the hypothesis and how we have to write the summary of the chapter. In our next class, we are going to do this kind of things, okay? Then following the importance of research method and all we will be studying. Okay, for the next class, please write it down, Ekmal and Lisa, what you have to study and come, what is the significance, the scope, and variables. I want your variables. Okay, then I want uh, theory. What theory you have adopted for your thesis? Okay, so these things we will be studying in our next class. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So do you have any question?
No question, sir. All understood.
Okay. So Akmal, I know that you are very busy. If you have any question, please let me know. Okay. So I can answer to your question. Okay. So I hope there is no question from your side. Okay, then for the time we will finish our class. Okay,
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
no problem, Fiza. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, Akmal and Fiza.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi